बेर शबरी के जैसे खिलाते नहीं। अच्युतं केशवं कृष्ण दामोदरं रामनारायणं जानकी वल्लभम्। कौन कहते हैं भगवान सोते नहीं। माँ यशोदा के जैसे सुलाते नहीं। अच्युतं केशवं कृष्ण दामोदरं रामनारायणं जानकी वल्लभम्। कौन कहते हैं भगवान नाचते नहीं। गोपियों की तरह तुम नाचते नहीं। अच्युतं केशवं कृष्ण दामोदरम् रामनारायणं जानकी वल्लभम्। अच्युतं केशवं कृष्ण दामोदरं रामनारायणं जानकी वल्लभम्। रामनारायणं जानकी वल्लभम्। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे।
Mother Yashoda's vision.
One day, in the most auspicious village of Śrīmad Krishna, Balaram and some of their friends were playing happily in the dashed of Raja. Come with me, Vasudama. Come, Balaram. Come, Subala. Mahabala. I'm playing a game with Krishna to see who can throw a ball of clay the farthest. Look how far Krishna's thrown his ball. I can hardly even see where Krishna's ball landed, Sridhar. He threw it so far away. Hey, who threw that, Krishna? Was that you? That's it. I'm not going to play with you anymore. Now I'm covered in clay. Krishna, what is you eating clay? Yashoda Maya. Krishna ate clay. Is that right, Subala? Krishna thinks clay is a small laddu.
Yes, Balram, you're totally correct. I saw Krishna pop a handful of clay in his mouth, just as if a sweet rasgulla. We have got Krishna red-handed, or should I say clay-handed.
I also saw him, Maya. Your Krishna always eats clay. I've even seen him putting the dust of Vraja on his head like he's having a bath. And as if eating clay and having a bath in the dust is not too bad, he then throws it all over us and runs away laughing.
Oh, my dear Krishna,
Come here straight away. Do I need to keep you tied up to my motor grinder all along the day? Just to keep you out of such mischief? Now see, even your friends and Brother Balram are complaining about you. What am I going to do, oh Krishna? They're all speaking lies against me. I've never eaten any clay. The boys all got angry with me when we were playing just now and are hoping to chastise me. If you think they're truthful, please look in my mouth whether I've eaten clay or not. Alright, Krishna, let me see if you haven't eaten any clay. Then open your mouth and I shall see.
When asked by his mother, Krishna immediately opened his mouth, just like an ordinary boy. But when Yashoda Maya looked inside Krishna's mouth, she saw the entire creation.
Oh, Supreme Vishnu, what am I saying in my chant? I can see outer space in all directions, mountains, islands, oceans, and planets. The moon and the stars in the sky. I can even see myself with little Krishna on my lap. How is this possible? Maybe Krishna is the infallible Lord of all creation.
While Mother Yashoda was thinking in this way, Lord Shri Krishna expanded his internal energy, Yoga Maya, just to bewilder Mother Yashoda with maternal affection to think Lord Shri Krishna as her own child, not the Supreme Lord.
What are you saying, Maya? There's no clay in my mouth, only my tongue. He. Oh, my dear Krishna, you're so confusing and mysterious. But whoever you may be, I'll simply love you as my darling little boy.
There is no comparison between the love experience between Krishna and the residents of Vrindavan. Brajavasis simply know Krishna, either their friend, darling child, or dear most beloved. On this most auspicious day, may we all seek to always be engaged in the service of the servant of the Brajavasis of Vrindavan, the dear most servant of Krishna. Shri Krishna Janmashtami ki jai! Shri Prabhupada ki jai! Hare Krishna.
Lord Krishna swallowed the forest fire.
One day, Krishna and his friends were playing in the forest of Vrindavan. The forest was full of fresh green grass.
The cows wandered off eating the grass and got lost.
herd boys couldn't find the cows anywhere. Krishna Balaram, I cannot see the cow. There they are, Soka Krishna cows. Finally, the boys could find the cows. Krishna, Balaram, we found the cows. They was eating the tasty grass. Suddenly, the boys and cows got lost in a forest fire. We have found the cows, but now we are trapped in the forest fire. The fire was starting to burn everything, and the boys and cows were scared. Krishna Balaram, I'm so scared. Save us, Krishna. Protect us, Balaram. Help us, Krishna. Save the cow. Protect me, Balaram. I am Balaram. I am very powerful. I will save you, boys. Do not fear. Don't worry, boys. I'll swallow the forest fire and save us all. When the boys opened their eyes, they were safe, the cow was safe, and the fire was gone. You can open your eyes. The fire is gone. Wonderful Krishna saved the boys and cows. Good work, my brother. Wonderful, Krishna, wonderful. Krishna saved us! Krishna saved us! Krishna saved us! Krishna saved us! Thank you, Krishna. Jai Shri Krishna! Jai Shri Krishna! Jai Shri Krishna! Shri Krishna Janmashtami ki jai! Radha Ballabha ki jai! Srila Prabhupada ki jai! Hari Hari Bol!
In Vrindavan with the children, they will sing Shama Shama. Radhe Radhe Sham Sham.
On the auspicious day of Sri Krishna Janmashtami, Shreya Dhanaraja, who is learning Bharatanatyam under her guru, Mrs. Shanti Ramakrishnan, is fortunate to present the dance of Pushpanjali to Sri Gauranitai, Sri Jagannath Baladev Subhadra, and Sri Radha Vallabha, and to our Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada and all the assembled Vaishnavas. Pushpanjali means offering of flowers to our deities. Pushpa means flower, whereas Anjali means salutation by holding the hands together with palm facing inwards. So Pushpanjali means offering flowers as a salutation to the dance god.
Captured by Varuna.
Welcome, my dear friends, on this most auspicious day. Our pastime begins late one evening, many years ago, under the peaceful night sky of a little village named Vrindavan.
The king of the cowherds, Nanda Maharaj, along with some of his companions, had all decided to take a bath in River Yamuna after fasting all day.
Only a few minutes remained for Nanda Maharaj to complete his bath, even though it was the very end of the night and considered as an inauspicious time.
Bathing and swimming. Ah, how fresh and beautiful are the rivers of Yamuna. I am greatly looking forward to complete my austerity by taking this bath.
As Nanda Maharaj swam out into the deep waters, a servant of Varuna Deva confronted him.
Stop where you are, King Nanda. I am the servant of Lord Varuna. Now I am here to take you to my master, who is the king of these waters. You've been caught trespassing at the wrong time. Now you're under arrest.
Nanda Maharaj was instantly arrested and brought before the powerful deity of the sea.
My dear King Nanda, welcome to the boat. I'm Varuna. You have been arrested? for taking bath in the river Yamuna at the incorrect time. According to the astronomical calculation, the hour that he decided to take bath was considered inauspicious. Consequently, you have been arrested by your servant and will stay in prison for the consideration.
When Nanda Maharaj was captured by Varuna's servant, the cowherd men accompanying him called out to Krishna and Balram.
Oh, Krishna, come quickly, my brother. I can hear the cowherd men calling out for us by the river Yamuna. We must go straight away to see what is causing them such anxiety. I fear they may have disturbed Lord Varuna at this late hour.
I agree, Balamaya. Let us go without delay. The inhabitants of Vrindavan are most dear to me. They have taken complete shelter of me, just as a child takes shelter of his parents. For such love and devotion, they will always have my protection in return. Look, here comes some cowmen now. My dear Gopas, what has happened? Where is my father?
Oh, Krishna and Balaram, thank you so much for coming as soon as we called. A great calamity has befallen us. Your father, Nanda Maharaj, has been captured by a servant of Lord Varuna and has been taken to his watery abode.
Dear Krishna, your father disappeared just over there in the deepest part of Yamuna's waters. One moment he was taking his bath and the next moment he was gone. Please bring him back to us as fast as you can.
Go quickly, Krishna, Balarama. There's no time to lose. You are the life and soul of Vrindavan. Please save Nanda Maharaj.
Hearing that Nanda Maharaj has been captured, Krishna and Balaram immediately entered Lord Varuna's effulgent abode.
Lord Varuna, as your chief guard, I will bring the two sons of Nanda Maharaj who have entered your palace wishing to speak with you. My lord, they have pledged to give their protection to the inhabitants of Vrindavan, who are all their unalloyed devotees. Thus, they seek to rescue their father, King Nanda.
Thank you, God. You may stand aside. Please come in, my dear Krishna and Balarama.
Upon seeing the transcendental beauty of Krishna and Balaram, trembling with love, Lord Varuna fell on his knees. Instantly realizing the mistake in capturing Nanda Maharaj, he spoke these following words.
My dear Krishna and Balaram, although I am the master of the treasures in the water, these treasures do not make life completely successful. By seeing you before me, my life has become completely successful as I no longer have to accept a material body. Let me offer my respectful obeisance unto you.
My dear Varuna Dev, I forgive you. My father Nanda Baba and all the Brajavasis are eternally most dear to me.
My dear Lordships, I feel this was your plan to show me your mercy by your personal presence here. My dear Krishna Govinda, please be merciful upon me. Here is your father. Please take him back immediately.
In this way, Nanda Maharaj was rescued and brought back to all the Rajavasis, bringing everyone in great jubilation.
My dear sons, your activities are most extraordinary, but I am surprised how the opulent demigod Lord Varuna offered such respect to both of you. This is astonishing indeed. I am sure that Lord Varuna was simply appreciating what wonderful children you are.
Although Lord Krishna was acting so wonderfully, Maharaj Nanda could not accept him as the supreme personality of Godhead. Instead, he simply accepted him as his beloved child.
Lord Krishna's sweet pastimes are constantly going on, either in this universe or another universe, just as the sun glowed passing in many places across this earthly planet.
In the same way, Krishna Leela, or the transcendental event of Lord Krishna, are going continuously somewhere within this universe or another. and always within Srila Prabhupada's books. Shri Krishna Janmashtami ki Jai!
Hare Krishna,
The story of King Nriga.
Hare Krishna.
Welcome one and all to our performance today as we enact the fascinating and instructional story of King Nriga. The pastime begins many years ago in Lord Krishna's beautiful city of Dwaraka. So please listen carefully.
Some of Lord Krishna's sons, Samba, Pradyumna, Charu, Bhanu and Gada, had decided to go out on a picnic in one of the pleasing forests of Dwarka.
What a wonderful idea to come for this picnic. The forests of Dwaraka are so refreshing and charming. It appears that even the trees bow before us as we walk past, offering their flowers on the forest path. And listen as the birds sing so sweetly in the branches. What is the matter, Prahlad? You look thirsty.
Yes, Samba, I am indeed. Let's call out to all our brothers. Hey, Charu, Bhanu, Gada. Let's all go up to where Samba is standing and take a break. The sun is high and we have been walking through this beautiful forest. Let us take rest for some while and find some fresh water to drink.
Oh, I agree, Pradyumna. Water would be wonderful right now. Surely your pious person must have dug a well along the path somewhere. It's been a while since we've seen the last well. Oh, look, just over there. Is that a well behind where you are standing, Charu?
Yes, I think you're right, Gada. Wonderful. It looks like we're in luck. The cooking sweet waters of Dwaraka are definitely a drink fit for the gods. Come over here, brothers. Let's take a look at this well. But be careful not to fall in. Ha 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 ha.
When the princes came to the well, they found no water inside. But to their great surprise, deep in the well was a wonderful living entity, a large, scaly lizard.
Quickly, brothers, the lizard appears to be trapped. Maybe we can help him out. Pradyumna, Charu, you two go and stand on that side. Gada and I will stand over here. And Samba, could you please pass that branch over there? Maybe we can lift him out.
Unfortunately, the boys were not able to free the lizard, but when they returned home and told their father, Lord Krishna, he offered to return to the well with his sons and rescue the lizard.
I see what you mean, my boys. Thank you for informing me. It looks like this poor lizard has been trapped down here from a long time. But look, if I simply reach my left hand in like this, I can pull him out.
Upon being touched by the hands of the Lord, the great lizard gave up its lizard shape and appeared as a beautiful demigod. His complexion glittered like molten gold, and he was decorated with fine garments and costly ornaments.
My dear fortunate demigod, I see that your body is now beautiful and luscious. Who are you? And how did you come to be here in the form of a lizard?
Oh my dear Lord, I am King Mriga, and you are the supreme witness of all and know everything, past, present and future. But as you requested me, I shall narrate my story. I was strictly engaged in karmakanda activities and gave many cows in charity, equal to the particles of dust on the earth or stars in the sky.
King Nriga's statement, it appears that he followed the principle earnestly. However, as a result of slight discrepancy, he was forced to take birth as a lizard. Let's carefully listen to what he says next.
The cows I gave in charity were not ordinary cows. Each was young with a calf and was beautifully decorated with gold, silver and pearls.
It is recommended by the Lord in Bhagavad Gita that one who desires the benefit of his charity should offer his gifts to please Lord Krishna. Otherwise, to follow the path of karma kanda can be very dangerous. Just one wrong step can be disastrous.
The cows were not just given to anyone, but to highly qualified first-class brahmanas, pious and renounced.
A real brahmana never holds money for a luxurious life, but instead keeps themselves poverty-stricken, knowing that money diverts the mind into a materialistic way of life. To live in this way is a vow of a qualified brahmana.
Beside cows, I also gave brahmanas land, gold, houses, horses, elephants, grains and chariots. All according to Vedic ritual. I dug wells and planted trees on the roadside and installed ponds on the highways.
To give charity means to perform 5 activities, just as our King Raga was doing. By this act, one may be elevated to the higher planetary systems, but sadly, promotion to the heavenly planets is no more guarantee that one will never fall down again. And what happens when your all pious credits are all used up?
In spite of all my efforts, one cow which was already given away in charity wandered back amongst my herd. Not knowing this, I gave it in charity a second time to a different brahmana.
Oh dear, poor King Nriga. When giving something to someone and then taking it back from them is committed a great sin, especially when dealing with a brahmana. I wonder what will happen next.
As the cow was being taken away, its former master recognized it and wanted it back. A fight broke out between the two brahmanas. Both insisted the cow belonged to them. I offered it to exchange 100,000 more cows, but neither agreed to my proposal.
A person who
takes away a Brahmana's property, whether it is originally given by him or by someone else, is condemned to live at least for 60,000 years as a miserable insect in stool. It looks like our poor King Nriga is getting himself into a sticky situation.
After this incident, when the time came to give up my body, I was taken to Yamaraj. Practically, there was no end to my pious credit, but I first wanted to experience my impious results first, and thus ended up here in a giant blizzard.
I have said it before and will say it again. Just serve Lord Krishna, offer everything to him. In this way, your lives and future lives will become a success.
In spite of put in this degraded condition of life, I simply thought of you, my dear Lord, and my memory was never vanquished.
This, my dear friends, is known as the transcendental loophole. The greatly fortunate King Nriga had aspired to see the Lord.
My dear King Nriga, I commend you on your exemplary behavior and service to the Brahmins. You may now depart to the heavenly planets, blessed to never forget your past. If you continue to serve me with love and devotion, at the end of your heavenly life, you will have the chance to enter the Vaikuntha planets. After which, returning to, no one ever requires to experience this material world of action and reaction again. Go now with my blessings, my dear King.
And thus, the story of King Nriga concludes.
The example of King Nriga definitely shows us that fruitive activities, even though very pious, cannot give us eternal blissful life.
Stated in the Bhagavad Gita, the results of work, either pious or impious, are sure to bind a man unless the work is discharged by a yajna or a sacrifice on behalf of the Supreme Personality of Godhead.
Dear friends, on this most auspicious day and every day, please take the opportunity, take full shelter of Lord Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead.
As King Nriga prayed, we also pray for the benediction of never forgetting the Lord's lotus feet. It's just quite simple, just like having a refreshing forest walk. Wherever you are, please chant with us. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Please chant Hare Krishna and your life will be sublime.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
everyone, I am Mahati, and on this very special occasion of Janmashtami, I am going to be singing to you the Madhurashtakam for the pleasure of Lord Shri Krishna. Adaram Madhuram Vadanam Madhuram Nayanam Madhuram Hasitam Madhuram Hridayam Madhuram Gamanam Madhuram Madhuradipate Rakhilam Madhuram 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 Vachanam Madhuram Charitam Madhuram Vasanam Madhuram Malitam Madhuram Chalitam Madhuram Brahmitam Madhuram Madhuradipate Rakhilam Madhuram 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 Akhilam Madhuram 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 Akhilam Madhuram Venur Madhuro Renur Madhuraha Panir Madhuraha Padam Madhurau Nrityam Madhuram Sakyam Madhuram Madhuradipate Rakhilam Madhuram 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 Geetam Madhuram Pitam Madhuram Bhuktam Madhuram Suktam Madhuram Rupam Madhuram Tilakam Madhuram Madhuradipate Rakhilam Madhuram 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 Akhilam Madhuram 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 Akhilam Madhuram Karanam Madhuram Taranam Madhuram Haranam Madhuram Ramanam Madhuram Vamitam Madhuram Shamitam Madhuram Madhuradipate Rakhilam Madhuram 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 Gunja Madhura Mala Madhura Yamuna Madhura Viche Madhura Shalilam Madhuram Kamalam Madhuram Madhuradipate Rakhilam Madhuram 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 Akhilam Madhuram 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 Akhilam Madhuram Gopi Madhura Leela Madhura Yuktam Madhuram Muktam Madhuram Drishtam Madhuram Sishtam Madhuram Madhuradipate Rakhilam Madhuram 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 Gopa Madhura Gavo Madhura Yashtir Madhura Shishtir Madhura Dalitam Madhuram Palitam Madhuram Madhuradipate Rakhilam
दूरम्.
Thank you.
Draupadi meets the queens of Dwarka. Hare Krishna. Once upon a time, during a full solar eclipse, Krishna, Balram, and all the members of the Yadu dynasty traveled to the holy place in Kurukshetra known as Samanta Panchaka. After arriving, the Yadus took their baths, observed fasting, and gave in charity. Many others had also traveled to Kurukshetra, especially to meet Lord Krishna. Among all of them were the Pandavas with their chaste wife Draupadi. One day, the ladies of the Kuru and Yadu dynasties met together to discuss the transcendental pastimes of the Lord. Draupadi asked the queens of Dwaraka to retell the wonderful pastime of how Lord Krishna had accepted each of them as his beloved wife. To this question, the chief queen, Rukmini Devi, replied,
Dear Draupadi, my brother Rukmi wanted me to marry the evil king Shishupal, but I asked Lord Krishna to kidnap me on the day I was to be married, just like a lion takes away a lamb from a flock. All kings present tried to fight with Lord Krishna, but he easily defeated them all. Dear Draupadi, it is my eternal desire that life after life I be engaged in the service of Lord Krishna, who is the reservoir of pleasure and beauty. This is my only eternal desire and abnegation in life.
After this, Satyabhama began to speak. My dear Draupadi, my father has been afflicted by the death of his brother Prisena, and he falsely accused Lord Krishna for killing his brother and stealing the Shamantaka jewel, which had actually been taken by Jambavan. Lord Krishna, in order to establish his pure character, fought with Jambavan and rescued the Shamantaka jewel, which he later delivered to my father. After getting back the Shamantaka jewel, my father felt guilty that he had falsely accused Lord Krishna. To rectify any mistake or any offense he has made to the Lord, my father submitted both the jewel and myself to the lotus feet of Lord Krishna, and thus I was accepted as his maidservant and wife. Jamavati then replied to Draupadi's question. My dear Draupadi, when Lord Krishna attacked my father Jambavan, he did not know that Lord Krishna is his former master, Lord Ramachandra, the husband of Sita. Not knowing this, they fought continuously for 27 days. When my father became tired, he understood no one else except Lord Ramachandra could defeat him. He thus came to his senses and immediately returned back the Shamantaka jewel. And furthermore, to satisfy the Lord, he presented me to become his wife. In this way, I was married to the Lord. My desire to be his servant life after life was fulfilled. Karindi then answered Draupadi's question.
My dear Draupadi, I was engaged in great austerities and penances, desiring to get as my husband most excellent and magnificent Lord Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. I would accept no other husband other than him, the abode of the goddess of fortune. When my Lord became aware of this fact, kindly
came to me with his friend Arjuna and accepted me as his wife. Lord Krishna, the shelter of the helpless, then took me away from the bank of the Yamuna, and since then I have been lovingly engaged in the house of Lord Krishna as a sweeper, and the Lord is treating me as his wife.
Nitya then spoke the following. My dear Draupadi, there was a great assembly of princes in my Swayamvar ceremony. Lord Krishna was also present there in that meeting and accepted me as his maidservant by coming forward and defeating all the other princes there. He immediately took me away to Dwarka like a lion removes his prey from a pack of dogs. And thus, when I was taken away by the Lord, my brothers dared to insult him by fighting with him. But the shelter of Goddess of Fortune, and thus they were defeated by the Lord. My desire to be his maidservant life after life was fulfilled. May I always be able to serve by washing his lotus feet life after life. Satya then addressed Draupadi in this way.
My dear Draupadi, my father arranged for my Swayamvara, and to test the strength of each bridegroom, he stipulated that they should each fight with 7 ferocious bulls who had long, sharp horns. Many heroic men tried to defeat those bulls, but were severely struck and returned to their homes as defeated invalids. But when Lord Krishna came and fought with those bulls, they were just like playthings to him. He caught and roped each one of them by the nostrils, and therefore he easily controlled them, just like a goat's baby kids are easily controlled by young children. My father was very pleased and married me to Lord Krishna with great pomp, and then he took me to his capital city, Dwarka. But on the way, we were assaulted by many princes, but Lord Krishna defeated all of them. And now I have the privilege of serving his lotus feet as a maidservant.
Bhadra then spoke. My dear Draupadi, I became attracted to Lord Krishna's lotus feet, and when my affectionate father understood these feelings, he personally arranged my marriage, inviting Lord Krishna to marry me. The Lord personally came to my father's home, the Kikia province, and accepted me unconditionally as his bona fide wife. My father gave him in dowry 1 auctioneer of armed forces and many maidservants and other royal paraphernalia. I do not know whether I shall be able to have the shelter of Lord Krishna life after life, but I still pray to the Lord. Whenever I may take birth, I shall never forget my relationship with his lotus feet. Lakshmana then spoke. My dear queen, my father was very affectionate towards me, and when he understood that I was attracted to Krishna, he devised a plan during my Swayamvara that the prospective bridegrooms would have to pierce the eyes of the fish with the arrows. The fish was covered and could only be seen by its reflection. At last, Lord Krishna came and pierced the eyes of the fish. As I entered the arena and slowly placed the golden necklace on the Lord's neck, I considered that garlanding as my victory. I think I must have done some pious activity in my previous life, and as a result, in this life, I must be one of the maidservants in the Lord's house. When all the principal queens of Lord Krishna had finished their statement, Rohini, the representative of the other 16,100 wives of Krishna, narrated the incident of how they became Lord Krishna's wife.
Dear Queen, when Bhamasura was trying to conquer the world, she kidnapped wherever beautiful daughters of the conquered kings and kept us arrested within his palace. When news of our imprisonment reached Lord Krishna, he voted Bhamasura and released us. Lord Krishna killed Bhamasura and all his soldiers. Even he had no need to even accept one wife, he nevertheless, by our request, married all 16,000 of us. My dear Queen, our only qualification was that we were thinking of the lotus feet of Lord Krishna, which is the only way to release oneself of the bondage of repeated birth and death. Our only ambition was to bear life after life, the dust particles attached to the lotus feet of Lord Krishna. My dear Queen, we wish to remain as such life after life without any other desire.
While Lord Krishna's queens were sharing their sweet pastimes, the ladies of the Kuru dynasty were struck with wonder. They were filled with admiration at how all the queens of Lord Krishna were attached to him with love and affection. And when they heard about the queen's intensity of love and affection, they could not check their eyes from filling with tears as they listened to the loving pastime of Lord Krishna and his beautiful queens of Dwarka. Hare Krishna.
The Prince and the Pole Star, the pastime of Dhruva Maharaj.
Welcome, dear devotee friends, as today we present to you the pastime of a mighty king who lived long ago. King Uttanapada, with his two queens and their sons, their journey of self-discovery and inner battles won. The story of the great devotee, Dhruva's courageous heart, faith in the Lord and determination, leading him to the pole star. We will now begin our drama. Without any further ado, the prince and the pole star we now humbly offer to you. Once upon a time, the great king Uttanapada was sitting with his young son Uttama upon his lap. Uttama's mother Suruchi was the king's favorite wife. She was very proud of her influence and position. She envied young Dhruva, who was the second queen's son. And on this day, as Dhruva approached his father to also sit upon his lap, Queen Suruchi severely chastised the young prince.
My dear child, you do not deserve to sit on the throne or on the lap of the king because you did not take birth from my womb. You are unqualified to sit on your father's lap. First, you must undergo great austerities to please Lord Narayana. Then in your next life, you may take birth from my womb.
As a snake, when being struck by a stick, breathes very heavily, Dhruva, having been struck by the strong words of his stepmother, began to breathe heavily with great anger. When he saw that his father remained silent and did not protest, he immediately ran to his mother, Suniti.
Mother, Queen Suruchi has pierced my heart with her harsh words. Now I feel anger growing so deep inside me that my whole body feels on fire. How could Queen Suruchi say such harsh things to me?
My dear son, I know you are broken-hearted, and I am too. But we should never wish unhappiness upon others, even if they've hurted us. To be truly happy, you should go and take shelter of Lord Narayana. He can only fulfill your heart's desire and will never fail you. You can find him in the forest. I have often seen sages going there to worship him.
Queen Suniti told young Dhruva about how his great-grandfather Lord Brahma had created the entire universe by worshipping Lord Narayan. Even though Dhruva was a young child, he left for the forest in search of Lord Narayan and a kingdom far greater than the one of Lord Brahma's.
Narayan, Narayan. Dear child, why have you come to this forest? While other children of your age are busy playing games. Don't take your stepmother's word so seriously. Return home, and when you're older, I will surely help you.
Pranam Sage Nara Muni, my stepmother's words pierced my heart like sharp arrows, and I do not want to return home until I say Lord Narayan.
This child wants it in the greater than the universe. He is so determined that he cannot understand what can make him truly happy. Only the Supreme Lord can fulfill your desires, Dhruva. Listen carefully as I tell you how to find him.
Narada instructed Dhruva to go to the Madhuvana forest. After taking bath in the river Yamuna, Dhruva sat down and chanted the holy mantra, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
For the first month, Dhruva only ate fruits and berries once every 3 days.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
During the second month, he only ate once every 6 days.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo.
Throughout the third month, he only drank water once every 9 days.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
And by the fourth month, he had mastered the art of breathing and thus only inhaled every 12th day. By the fifth month, Dhruva controlled his breathing so perfectly that he could stand on one leg. In this way, he concentrated upon the Supreme Lord and could see him within his heart.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
My dear Dhruva, you may open your eyes. It is I, the same Lord Narayana seated in your heart. Whatever you wish for, I will make it come true.
My dear Lord, by seeing you before me, I have been purified and do not wish for anything else. I was searching for broken pieces of glass, but I found you, my Lord, the most valuable jewel.
My dear Dhruva, I will grant you all your desires, even though you may no longer wish for them. Behold the shining false star in the northern sky. It is my own spiritual plan which can never be destroyed. From now on, it will be known as Dhruvaloka. You will go there at the end of this life.
After the Lord had departed on his eagle carrier Garuda, Dhruva had returned to the palace and was eagerly greeted by his family.
Father, Mother Suniti, Mother Suruchi, come quickly, come quickly. Look, here comes my brother Dhruva returning from the forest. Dhruva, it is I, your loving brother Uttama. Welcome home, dear brother. I have been waiting for you to return to us. Come quickly, father, here is Dhruva.
Oh, my dear son Dhruva, my child, I missed you and prayed for your safety. Please forgive me and your mother Suruchi for how we treated you in the past. Now we've realized our mistake and we're very sorry. Today I'm born again to hold you in my arms and see you again, my dear son.
The king later retired and handed over his kingdom to Dhruva, who became Dhruva Maharaj and ruled the land for 36,000 years. At the end of his life, Dhruva Maharaj was indeed taken to Dhruvaloka, and to this day he still rules the brightest star in the northern sky, the pole star. The example of Dhruva Maharaj's austerity can immediately generate a feeling of devotional service in the hearts of the hearers. And this most auspicious pastime will be loved and heard by devotees of the Lord for time immemorial. Dhruva Maharaj ki jai, Shri Krishna Janmashtami ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
On the auspicious day of Sri Krishna Janmashtami, Shreya Dhanaraja, who is learning Bharatanatyam under her guru, Mrs. Shanti Ramakrishnan, is fortunate to present the dance of Madharashtakam for the pleasure of the Lordships. Madharashtakam is a Sanskrit composition in a devotion of Krishna composed by Śrīmad Bhāgavatam. His bhakti was much more than devotion. It was becoming mad in the thought of Supreme Lord Krishna. According to him, the devotee does not see anything except his Lord everywhere. Madharashtakam was written by him, sees sweetness in his Lord inch by inch. So Shreya Dhanaraja will be presenting this dance.
feel.